Hey guys, this is Dave, aka Finance Guy, and I am 72 boxing in Mistmoore. I'm leveling up my characters. We're all 21 now. You've seen the last few videos. You can remember I restarted my team of 54 characters, made 72, doing things a little differently this time. I'm going to spend more time in Classic and spend more time in Kunark and just do things a little differently. So most of my characters still very naked. Dave has banded mail. I told myself when I saved up my first 100 plat, I would get banded mail on Dave, and then every 100 plat after that, I'd give it to someone else. Same with combined and well-balanced weapons. There are actually 200 plat, I think, combined well-balanced weapons from Shady, Swashbuckler, or wherever you buy them nowadays, maybe Freeport. And you need them because they're magic, and a lot of stuff in EverQuest can only be hit by magic weapons, so your melee becomes useless after a while on a lot of mobs. So did that. But I want to talk about some stuff that's important for you to have when you're boxing. I didn't do this on my 54 box team, so let's talk about it real quick, and then I'll let you go back to it so that you can box yourself. So first item on the bat is the Pegasus Feather Cloak. So this is item ID 2463, and I would recommend giving it to all of your characters, just so you have a source of levitation. It's good to be able to levitate, especially when you're boxing, so you don't accidentally fall down a cliff or just in the water over here, anything. I don't actually have levitate cast right now, but I do have it for all my characters. Next thing I will get is Journeyman Boots. It's very slow walking around, and when you're boxing, and especially when you're walking the main character to a raid spot to kind of summon everyone, or even just when you're moving around, it's good to have J Boots. It is a quickie. It's a free quickie. When you fight mobs that dispel, so that's item ID 2300. So you do give item space 2300. What I have right here. Oops, that's not it. Right here. Dragon, give item 2300. Target the character you want to give it to. I'd give it to everyone. So one character at a time. Another item I would get is the Earring of Diminutiveness. And this is actually a Depths of Dark Hall item, but it is on the emulator. If you want to stay error accurate, do not equip it, but it's shrink at level 1. And I would get it for everyone so that you can shrink everyone. Now you're probably wondering, how do you use all these items on all your characters? So let me show you that real quick. I made 3 hotkeys right over here, the right J Boots. We're going to do BCA /BCAA tells us to tell everyone on every client to do the following command. We always use a double / for the command. We're going to say use item and then Journeyman Boots in quotes. When I do that, you won't actually see everyone cast it. I have animations turned off, but everyone did cast Journeyman Boots and refreshed it. For shrink, you want to pause for a second, and you want to tell everyone to key press F1. They must target themselves for this earring to work. So you do / key press F1 for target self. Then you're going to use the item, Earring of Diminutiveness, and you can do it twice. You're going to do it twice because you want to double shrink. Always do shrink items twice. And I'll show you what this. So this one actually shows it for whatever reason. I don't know why J Boots does it. See, everyone just shrink. They were already shrunk, but they would normally shrink themselves. And lastly, Pegasus Cloak. This is what you want to use the Pegasus Cloak so you can levitate. This is not a quickie. It's a 6-second cast time. If you get the Shrunken Goblin Skull Earring from Kunark, I'm not doing that because it's out of era, but that's a quickie. I might get some other quickies, I'm not sure. It's good to have quickies when you're fighting Nagafin, Vox, I don't know who dispels else in this expansion, but certain mobs dispel, and it's a pain in the neck, and it makes them fight a lot harder. If you were playing on a TLP, you would definitely have quickies if you were smart about keeping your buffs on, especially your resist buffs when those AoEs hit you. I don't know what else to talk about right now. I'm just kind of going around and killing stuff. I'm repoping in the zone, so I can just stay in this one spot. It's a pound repop force will repop a zone. It's good for fighting raid targets over and over again if you want to farm them and don't want to wait 3 days or whatever it's going to take for them to respawn. But I'm trying to think of anything else I had. I have a whole bunch of new hotkeys. I made, this hotkey / mana, which / not pipe character bard tells me everyone's mana except the bards. Bard mana doesn't matter, and sometimes bards for whatever reason are not at full mana. It will not tell somebody their mana if it's at full mana. If they're full, they won't list their mana, so it only tells people who don't have full mana. I've made hotkeys for Fuel Tank. I think I had this in my previous group, but this tells the tanks assist and taunt any mobs that are fighting healers. What else is handy that I didn't used to have? My back off hotkey now does debuffs offs and dots off. I didn't used to do that. So the melee and the casters would back off, but debuffs and dots would still happen. I want a full disengage when I hit disengage. Banded armor for medium, the medium size is give item 3053 all the way up to 3064, and you'll want 3061 twice for the bracers. So if you're making yourselves banded armor for all your characters or all the characters that can wear it, and they all can wear medium, these are the item codes. You can find the other item codes in the database. Honestly, I have found it so much easier making everyone medium. You have small characters, medium characters, large characters. It makes for a bit of confusing on gearing up early on. And also, small characters have a hard time with large steps. And large characters get stuck in places, even when you shrink them. I guess not so much, but I think it's much easier just to have everyone the same size. But it's completely up to you how you want to play. I had someone ask me to show them how to use MacroQuest. That's a really long guide that I'll have to do at some point, especially because I'm only going to show the E3 MacroQuest. There's many versions of MacroQuest with many different capabilities. The one that E3 works with, that I'm using, you cannot use on live. As far as I know, E3 will not work on live. There are other tools for live MacroQuest, and since it is illegal to use MacroQuest on live, you could get suspended or banned, even though tons of people are using MacroQuest. I would just keep it on your own server or on a approved emulator, such as Project EverQuest. That server, I'm sure, I think Lazarus EQ is our emulator that is allowed on. But that's about all for now. I've been just kind of grinding, having fun, thinking of things to talk about before I get to level 50 and start doing real content. But for now, just kind of, enjoying the early game and not thinking too much about it as summer goes on. And I realize I've been doing this for a few months now, playing EverQuest with a big army, and it's been a lot of fun. Make sure that I get my work done. So until next time, guys, see you soon.